There's always been something in my spirit that has told me not to trust Monique. Now, Monique is always making these claims about, and before I get into her claims, let's talk about people who are supporting her blindly. Now, there are a lot of women, black people, mainly women, that is went ahead and jumping on the Monique bandwagon and ignoring her past. I touched on this on another video I made before. But Monique did the exact same thing she's accusing these other people of doing. It just happened to her on a larger scale. Now, when she wanted us to boycott Netflix because she didn't get the offer she deserved, okay. And that's fine for her to ask us that. But if she would have got the offer she deserved, it would have been an issue. She wouldn't have sought another comedian or actress who got low ball and be like, hey, let's boycott them. It was all for her self-interest. And what she wanted to do was hurt the people that hurt her. You hurt my feelings, so I want to hurt your bottom line. That was Monique's whole entire strategy of that. In fact, when Cat Williams was on the radio, there was a clip of him saying that, Monique's last ticket sale was like 300,000. So they offered her close to that. Cat Williams' ticket sales was close to 2+ million. And that's why he got offered her. They based it off numbers. Not feelings, not a resume that doesn't matter in a sense of drawing people for a comedy special, because your what was it, Oscar or Emmy, whatever it was for the movie Precious. That had nothing to do with comedy. Her show The Parkers, it wasn't that funny to me. I didn't watch it for Monique. I watched it for everybody else, and I kind of fell off a little bit from it, to be honest with you. So when it comes to Monique, there's just something that's always been off about her. Then I saw this interview with Flame Monroe. And Flame talked about how Monique blackballed Flame. Is Flame call him a she or she a him? Or I don't know how that works. I just call him Flame. Flame said that Monique went ahead and blocked him from getting money, blocked him from working, blocked them from working. And just because Monique didn't like the lifestyle. If I find the clip, I'll put it in here in this video right now.
Radio in Chicago for 10 years for free, V103. Haters in the radio behind the scenes wouldn't hire me. They said that, we don't know if America's ready for you. This was long before podcasts. And so they could see me through the radio. Right. But they wouldn't hire me, but I was on every week as a guest and anything for free. John Mons, who was huge in Chicago, John Mons, Bonnie DeShong, and George Wilborn. John Mons left to go to D.C. He got a job at a radio station in D.C. He said, Flame Monroe, I want you on my team. At the time, there was another comedian who was very famous at the time, big name, big girl. You figure it out yourself, this is a puzzle. Big name, big girl. Talked about fat jokes the entire time. Okay. Anyway, so I had worked with her in passing. We had met, never hung out or nothing, but very cordial to each other in the green room. When John got the job and John signed me up, this was 1999, $100,000. I was an unknown comic. $100,000 was great for me. I had no kids. I was thinking I would have had a different life, especially in 99. Without question, they wanted to hire me on his word. On his word, the female comedian said, I can't work with somebody with that lifestyle because she has so much power and stature, black woman. John Mons called me 2 days later. I'm packing my house up to move to D.C. John Mons said, Flame, what did you do to Monique? I say, what do you mean? What did you do to Monique? I say, what are you talking about? Man, she threw you under the bus. She dogged you. She can't work with your lifestyle and woo, woo, woo. That kicked me in my ass, for real, because I was devastated. Like, you don't even know me. Right. You never sat down and had a conversation with me. At that time, I had a girlfriend. I didn't have any children. We had a boyfriend. It was like that. We did. But this is what you do. So you don't know what you did to me. So that crushed me back at that time, because this was my time to go here when I was so much younger, and would be probably because I love radio. I always loved radio. And
we talked about that.
Yes, we did. Yeah. And I've never confronted her about that. She gonna see this now. And here's the funniest part. You tore me down for my lifestyle and then turned around and married my lifestyle.
Did Monique apologize? Did Monique try to make it right? No. And then you saw the people from Comedy Hot News, right? Gave an interview to Monique, and what ended up happening? She just doesn't do anything with them. I mean, go to Comedy Hot, just type in Monique and you'll see what I'm talking about. When they did an interview with her a few years ago, they kind of went over that, and how because they didn't like how the video was edited, mainly leaving the husband out of it, they just pretty much disregarded her, and she made amends, quote unquote, with Netflix. And nobody, I have not heard one person talk about her Netflix special ever. And you know, she's making amends with Lee Daniels and all this other kind of stuff, but not with Comedy Hype, not giving them a chance. That's a young black entrepreneurship. In fact, black Comedy Hype should be the babies that she's referring to, that she should be mentoring to want to go forward, right? In her sincerity, in her her wanting to do right for black people, it is so disingenuous. And she's conning everybody, because I guarantee you, if she would have got the money she thought she deserved from Precious, if she would have got the money or more than what she deserved, because that's what she agreed to, if she would have got more, she would have repeat. Netflix, same thing. Every single time something bad happens to her, she wants everybody to back her, because why? Oh, I won an Oscar or Emmy or whatever else. Well, since I won that, I should have this. Keep in mind that there are big gaps in the time frame when she worked. And if she's wanting to be, I try to figure out what lane she's trying to be in to get the money she thinks she deserves. Now let's think about it for a second. Precious is not a comedy. To me, it's more of a tragedy, but it's not a comedy. So she got that for acting. She has not done anything in comedy to justify her to get the attention that she wants. You see what I mean? Just because you're a great mechanic doesn't mean you're a great chef. One doesn't equal the other. Now, if she was trying to say that she was getting lowballed for a movie role, I'd be like, okay, I can understand that better. But a comedy special, you don't have anything to support your comedy to get the money that you want. And now what she's going to do is, now that she's joined with Cat Williams, she's probably going to use his numbers to try and negotiate another deal for another comedy special. And yes, she got a standing ovation on the first day, because what normally ended up happening was people shot that Shannon Sharp interview. Then she had that special coming out, or she joined that special, excuse me. She joined the stage on Cat Williams' tour, and people probably saw that Club Shay Shay interview and was like, oh yeah, let's give her a round of applause, and not fact checking or thinking about anything she actually said or did. Now, when it comes to Oprah and Tyler Perry, there's been all kinds of shadiness about those two people. However, I will say this. When you have worked hard and build an empire and a fortune that can support a small country, I think you earned the right to say who you want around, how you want it done, and just to have a certain air about you, because you earned it. You worked for it. I just don't get this. Monique has a sense of entitlement for people who got it for nothing. Keep in mind, people may forget, Oprah had pet roaches. She was so dang poor. She went from that to owning her own network and being a billionaire. I don't agree with every single choices Oprah did, but the fact that she went from rags to riches, a true story of rags to riches, is very respectable. Same thing with Tyler Perry. Writing his own plays to building his own studio. Of course, he's going to have a certain standard, and he's going to think he's the ish. I don't blame him. He built it. So who are you to come and tell somebody that they built something for nothing? You want this, you deserve this. We haven't worked half as hard as they did. And the only thing you want to do is hang on to this little award that you got for something that... I'm not going to say she didn't deserve it, because she did do the role very well. But that one reward, that one award, does not justify you getting every single thing you want. You got to keep working and grinding hard. And the thing about this was really funny is, Cat Williams, a true truth taker, because he tells the truth whether it makes him look good or not. And that's why I always like Cat Williams. Right? Nobody's perfect. But at least he tries and continuously tries. Doesn't make excuses. Because what did he do? He said it himself. He financed his own tours. All that money goes back into his pockets. So if he goes any Netflix deals, back into his pockets. Any tour, back into his pocket. Hey, he could go on tour, film a special, sell to Netflix, and make money hand over fist. Enough to pay Monique and her husband. And a lot of the times, I think why people have an issue with Monique's husband, if I'm being really honest with you, that people, they want to deal with the talent and the agent separately. Hey, that agent worked your deal, great. We don't need him in your ear, all this other kind of stuff, interrupting, speaking, all this other kind. Y'all worked out the deal. That was his job. He should be gone while we do this project or doing whatever else. Okay. But instead, he's not really doing too much outside of you. He has no other clients, and that's okay. She's okay with it. But before all this stuff happened, when she was calling him daddy, which is very creepy, and I know she said he helped raise her, and that's very disturbing in itself too. No man should ever have to raise a woman. You both can grow. He can help you grow, especially if you're in an emotionally stunted place, like you said. But he shouldn't have to raise you. That's just screams daddy issues all day long. But there is a point in time where you gotta ask, okay, my husband helped me get a deal. So whatever percentage you would normally pay an agent or management will go straight to him. So it's all staying in the family. Great. Once he does his job, he needs to stay out the way and say, here you go. Here's my client. But nobody sees that of him. And now they're trying to change the story into, oh, nobody likes a black man supporting a black woman, yada, yada, yada. No, that's not the case at all. They don't like a man that's overstepping, that's really hindering her career and her money. Because yes, Monique would probably be worth $100 million right now if she changed her attitude and her husband knew when to step out of the way. I'm not saying he doesn't need to advocate for his wife and woman, because Lord knows no other man will better than your husband. But once he helps you get that deal on the table and it's all signed, sometimes he's got to be like, you know what? They may not like me, and that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and go over here, try to find me another client. I'm going to go over here, try to build a tour for you. I'm going to go in here, do something for you to help us grow, to make us more secure. Not trying to keep your hands in these people's pockets, because you notice they're not talking about none of the white people, only the black people, right? But yet people are trying to say she's some great leader because she got messed over. I'm not saying she wasn't. But what I am saying is that if she would have got what she wanted, we wouldn't hear a peep from her about her being mistreated, any injustice or anything else. All this is self-serving. Anyways, you guys have a great day. Like, comment, and subscribe, please. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching and listening to me rant.